So today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on a 2003 Honda CBR600RR. It's pretty simple. I've heard that you can change the oil. Right down here is your drain plug right there. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'll put some light in there. But there's enough room to just get the oil out of there. Yeah, there you go. Just get the oil out if you want to without taking the fairings off, but I don't know how in the world to get the oil filter off without the fairings out of the way, and I don't want to get any oil on them anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take those off. So I've got over here laid out everything I'm going to need, or I think I'm going to need anyway. I got a Phillips for a couple fairing bolts. I use this to pry off the little plastic rivets, real little flathead screwdriver. I think this is a 3mm for my all little Allen key things on the fairings, and then a 12mm socket for the drain plug. I've got 3+ remainder from last time, 10W40, full synthetic. Blah blah whatever. I think it's 3 point. I don't remember. It's 3 1/3 or maybe a little more with a filter change to fill it up. Just use your sight, put what you need to in. I just have some left over from last time I did it, and then I'm putting a K&N filter in. You don't need to. It's what I bought. If you're wondering, it's KN204 is the part number for this bike, and I have a 17mm socket for that in case I can't get it off, which I hopefully won't have that issue because I put the last one on, but it goes right on the top of the filter if you're having trouble with that. It's actually why I like buying K&N, because they have that. So yeah, let's get started and just go ahead and get the fairings off. So if you're new to taking off your fairings, which you may very well be if you've never changed your oil before and watching a video how to do that, these plastic rivets, figured I'd just give you a quick how to get them out. You just need to pop up the centerpiece here, and that actually will make it so the larger centerpiece is not expanded anymore, or at least can contract when you pull on it, so that the rivet can just pop out. And just so you can see what these plastic rivets really are, is this center piece here pushes in and forces these two teeth to expand. And when you pull it up from the top here, I don't know if I'm doing this on camera or not, there we go. Okay. So when you pry it out, it makes it so when these two things can collapse and you can pull it out of the hole that it's in. That's why you got to pry this out first, then pry the second larger ring, and you'll get the rivet out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and do this on camera. Come on. There we go. I need a smaller ratchet. Whatever, I'll do it by hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oh, there's also a crush washer on here. You should use a new one. I personally don't have one today. See what I mean about it shooting out? Oh yeah, and hold on to your drain pin. I've dropped it in there before. It's not fun fishing it out, especially if your oil's hot. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, there's a crush washer on here, on this pin. Whatever. Or plug, sorry. On Hondas, they all have on their cars and everything. You're supposed to replace that every time, but I don't have one today, so I'm not going to be replacing it. It's not a huge deal. It's not going to hurt anybody to use it over once, but you know, every time you use it, you do crush it down and create a seal. So be mindful again of that. Okay, so while I've got the oil draining here, I'm gonna get the filter off. Hopefully I can turn it. Oh, yep, easy. Like I said before, you know, I had the backup socket if I needed it. And see how much oil I'm leaking there? I don't know if you can or not, but it is leaking a lot of oil. I gotta put the camera down. Alright, so something to think about there. I forgot about that. Your filter is only going to fit through the bottom of your exhaust, right in the middle between the two. It does not fit through where I had my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump a little bit of oil in the filter. Again, 10W40, made for motorcycles specifically. I'm using Mobile One. Everybody's got their opinion about the best oil out there. This is what I use in all my cars and my only motorcycle now. So whatever, it's just what I use. I just personally want to use full synthetic. I think you might even have to, I don't know. But I would recommend doing it if it's a choice. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a good oil all over the seal, get it nice and lubed up. That actually will help create a better seal, believe it or not. So I got that all wet. I hope that was on camera. If not, I just poured a little bit of oil in there and used it to wet the rubber gasket with oil. I'm gonna go ahead and close this again so I don't make a mishap here. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it on the bike. Actually, probably should have put the plug back in before I did that, but that ain't gonna matter really. So again, that's got a lot of oil on the bottom. I wanna wipe that off. Where's my rag? Guess I missed that part. Alright, so yeah, right up. I missed some more over there. Right, I'm gonna have to put this down, but it's going up through. And then just line it up and twist it on. Your filter is not supposed to be that tight. You know, get it tight and give it a quarter turn more, and that is plenty. Plug back up, the oil filter is replaced, and hand tighten, you know, get it tight, give it a half turn more. You know, you're gonna be able to turn it more, but you don't need to. Leave it there, because next time you go to take it off, you will thank yourself for doing that. So the oil goes in the plug that says oil on it. Go ahead and just crack that open. Shouldn't be hard. I have a long, thin funnel. I had another funnel, a larger one in it actually. This is a very narrow hole. Nothing big fits through there. This is probably, I'd say maybe a total. It's just under a ½ inch and it fits in. The OD of that thing. And yeah, then, so I'm all set. There's my oil level right on the top line. Maybe a little more than necessary, but that was 3 1/3 quarts of oil. One thing that I didn't show you was that it filled up after 3 quarts, and that window is entirely full. But don't worry too much about that, because as soon as you run the bike, remember that you put a new filter in, that's going to hold some oil too, so the oil will go over there and it'll come down to that. So just run the bike and check where you're at that way. Yeah, yeah, other than that, put her back together and go for a good ride.